Hi, this is Tech from Tech Driven. Today we're going to unbox the Rowenta new compact steam iron. This is a brand new model that came out from Rowenta, and of course it's available now for about $250 and Bed Bath & Beyond and Amazon. And of course, as you notice, there's two differences from previous Rowenta irons, is that it's made in France and it's actually a German manufacturer. So France is more for style, Germany is for engineering, I would say. And so we're gonna unbox this iron, see what's inside. So we get the iron right here. So it's similar, believe it or not, similar to the model previous, I believe it was 58 something 60 model. You have the container tank and it's steamable. You have the hose like you always do. The sole plate is also similar to the new irons they came up with I believe it has 360 holes. New stand, and of course the only difference in the new models are that you can refill the tank at any time, really. So one major difference in this one, the power cord is actually separate versus previous models, and it connects in the bottom. And the cable is actually shorter, but you can probably get a similar one with the extension, and it wraps around the base. Okay, so we're gonna prepare the iron for work so we can test that out. Remember, use distilled water to add to the tank. And we're gonna leave it on for a couple minutes to warm it up, and we'll test it out. Alright, so it has been about 4 minutes now. The iron is fully ready, the light is off, and as you can see, it's press the button, we got steam. So overall, it's similar. It's better looking than the previous models. Seems like it's quieter, and I guess I missed it, but you can actually use any water because it has this cleaning port as well, and has similar sole plate. So, but we're gonna test the functionality itself and if it really works the way it's supposed to versus previous models. But overall, this is the new design. It's definitely slick and nice looking. The price is a little cheaper than the professional model, but it's still up there, $250. So hopefully you'll stay tuned for my next video where we'll actually test that out fully and we'll give you the review. Alright, so we did more testing on the Rowenta Compact Steam Station, which the model for this one is DG7530. Here are the specs for this particular iron. Heats up in about 3 minutes. I believe it took us a little closer to 4, but 3 minutes for specs is close enough. 12-foot power cord, 6-foot steam hose. So just like the previous professional Rowenta irons like DG530 or DG8430 Pro that we did review on other videos. Has 360-degree swivel base on steam hose connector, so that means you can move it around a little more. 40-ounce capacity water tank. I just don't remember exactly what the other irons capacity of tanks were. Built-in anti-scale system, just like the 8430 Pro. But I still recommend that you use distilled water. It's just that it builds up all the that anti-scaling system collects all the iron and minerals, and eventually you can push it into the iron and then spit on your clothes and you can ruin something. So I would still recommend that you use distilled water, but if you can't for any reason, you can get away with it in this case. Of course, it has also built-in storage for cord and steam head, which means you can wrap the cables around the bottom of the base, which is kind of nice because it actually hide the cable, otherwise it's sitting there on the side. It's not bad. Has the economy setting for 20% energy savings. That's a setting that I don't think you would ever use, especially you want the iron to be at full blast, full of power and everything. 4 bars of steaming pressure, and of course it's 1800 watts. Just like the previous ones, even though I think it's 50 watts less, but that's not really a big difference. When testing it, we did notice that this iron actually has less steam than the DG7530 Pro, and the price of course is similar. I believe it's also for about, they sell it for about $250, and this one's about $250. One thing we did notice that we liked was that it is a little bit quieter than the DG7530. However, it does seem like it's collecting, pumping the water more often than the DG7530, but it is quieter. There's also a nice setting for some users that would find this useful, is that after 10 minutes, if you don't use it, it will shut itself off. And of course, all the previous irons do not have that option. You turn it on, and you have to make sure you turn it off, otherwise you can probably damage the iron or do something over a longer period of time. However, this one, if someone doesn't use it that much, you can just leave it there, and after 10 minutes it will shut itself off, preventing from damage. However, if you are a heavy user and you take 10-minute break for some reason, you have to turn it back on and wait for the system to warm up again. Besides that, like I mentioned, this one is made in France, and even though it's a German company, so this one has more style to it. However, is it really more powerful? Definitely not. But it's it's up there. So it's a great Christmas present, I guess, since it came out right before Christmas. And it's available with the Best Buy, on Amazon, and a few other stores, I believe. But if you're looking for it, look for as Rowenta Compact Steam Station or Iron. It doesn't really, you can't really find it under the model number, but here it is anyway. So hopefully you enjoyed this review, and stay up for all other iron reviews.